Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5 for some high mileage testing. We are doing a pause in the relentless onslaught of the new July releases to do some higher mileage testing and training in the Speed 5. Speed 3 was one of my favorite training shoes of the 2020s. So with this update, I haven't been able to get a lot of miles in it yet, so today we're gonna do that. Now, if you're looking for a new shoe for summer training or for fall racing, you gotta make sure you're on the Supwell app. It's my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. It's the best place to find running shoe deals. So you might see a shoe like this listed on the app for well below MSRP because somebody gets it and it doesn't work for them. The other thing is people will post links. So you'll often find shoes like this from random local running stores. They'll be running a promotion. Maybe it'll be $125 or something. Somebody will find it. Some random sicko out there will find it, post it on the app, and pass along the deal. So if you're looking for a new shoe and you want a great deal, or you want to join the best dang running shoe community out there and running hobby jogger community out there, people putting in the work daily, make sure you join us on the Supwell app and enjoy today's video. Woo! We hollowed the walls in back of bodegas, listening to some Pusha T to get ready. Man, Pusha T, probably one of the most, I said Wiz Khalifa was the most underrated rapper, at least of the, it's ironic, but the mainstream popular rappers, and you can see the heat today, man. Look at this, you can see the heat. You know it's going to be a hot one today. But yeah, listening to some Pusha T, went back to listen to Almost Dry. It's Almost Dry, because this Friday, Clips is dropping, and it's going to be a movie. Clips, Boldy James and Nick Craven, which is one of the best 1-2 punch producer combinations out right now. Don't sleep on that one. And then Larry June and Cardo, which is one of the other best. So it just this Friday is going to be a movie. Larry June, Boldy, and Push, fire. And we got the Pusha T Endorphin Speed 5s out here today. I've been telling you guys recently, the pace of releases right now is just relentless. Hyperion Mach X2, Rocket X3, Hyperion Elite 5, Takumi Sen 11. We also have random shoes I haven't even tested yet, like the Saucony Hurricane 25, the Hoka Gaviota 5. I don't know what it is about July 1st, but maybe because it's the second, officially marks the second half of the year, brands all want to drop on July 1st. So there's just a ton of stuff that came out on July 1st. Also in June, I was able to get my hands on this one in June. But with that, I know I'm not going to be able to do as much high mileage testing on even the shoes that I like, given everything is boom, 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 boom. Magnify, for example, which I said was my favorite, or could have been my favorite daily trainer, one of the top daily trainers of the year. I've only been able to run in that twice so far. And same thing with this guy. I think I'm only running it 3 times. So there's a lot of good shoes coming out right now. I'm trying to do my best to test them all, do my due diligence with them all. With the Hyperion Mach X3 yesterday, which I really liked, I was able to get a double in that in one video. So today, I'm going to do a double day test on the Speed 5, which I have not done yet. I really like this thing over the first few runs. So first run, I did a hard 5K out in the Poconos, just up and down through the neighborhood. And then I came back here, I did another run. Oh, I just did like a 6-mile run around the neighborhood. And I also did a comparison to the Boston 13 out in the Poconos. So I've run in this 3 times. I have not taken it past 10 miles. They've all been shorter runs, relatively faster, definitely not recovery miles, but I want to do a longer, higher mileage test on this today. I've been telling you guys, the new summer training strategy is just pain. How much pain can we put in? It's already what feels like 90. I don't know what my watch is going to say, but it is hot and humid out here today. You can see it on the computer. It says it's 75. Feels like 79. Nah, it's hotter than that. It is definitely hotter than that. And look at that. It's going to be 97 today. So we're just going to get as many miles on this today as we can. This is Saucony's speed training shoe. This is the OG in this category. This is the shoe that pioneered plastic plates. And in the 5, they have returned it to what made it so good for me in the 3. You still have that plastic plate in the middle. You get the nice speed roll rocker. You get 100% of the Power on PB foam. And by the way, I saw a leak of the Endorphin Pro 5 recently. It looks very similar to this, with even maybe more of a comfortable upper and then a thick layer of HG on the top. That looks like a banger, and I'm glad Saucony is keeping the HG around. And also the other fun thing about that is that's similar to the Asics Metaspeed Sky Tokyo, where you have that firmer layer of foam on the top. They did do it in the Pro 4, but the HG was just so minimal. So that would be a cool one to keep an eye on. But this is just the same formula as it's always been, with a revised upper from the 4. The 4 had a very tight and narrow upper here. It also, I think, has a better rocker geometry. Something about the 4, it was okay for me at first, and as more things came out, it just fell off the radar. And also something about that forefoot experience wasn't great. This one has felt really dialed in and nice to me. It's a lightweight shoe. It's not like we had out here yesterday, the Hyperion Max 3. It's not this big, aggressive, long-run tank, and that's why I'm interested to see how this performs today. And it's also not, don't expect it to be an aggressive speed training shoe. This, to me, feels like a fun, fast daily, or a good option for a lighter runner or someone who just prefers a simpler ride. It feels very simple, not built up, decently light. Let's actually throw this on the scale. Yeah, man, it is so muggy out here today. It's crazy. So yeah, right side 260. So look at that. The Hyperion Max 3 was around 310. So 50 grams lighter, about 20% lighter. You also get less foam in the back. This comes in under 40 millimeters in the back. It's not max cushion gang, but something about this shoe for me, it just fits a missing spot in my rotation, or in the types, and it's funny to say I have a rotation because I test so many shoes, but in the types of shoes that I test. This almost feels to me like the best version of what the Rebel is trying to do. Yes, you have the plastic plate in here. No, it's not the most simple construction. Yes, it's a PIBA foam, which I don't know. PIBA isn't the most exciting thing these days, but something about this shoe just feels very simple but still fun. And you have the plate, but it's a highly flexible shoe. I mean, look at that. That is a lot more flexible than many non-plated shoes, even many non-plated daily trainers. Let me go grab a shoe so I can tell you what I'm talking about. So, for example, look at this. New Balance 880 V15, one of the most basic everyday shoes on the market right now, $140. That's the bottom of the performance running segment. Look at this. That's as much as I can flex this. Speed 5, $175 with the plastic plate. You can fold this in on itself. So still is a very flexible shoe. You do get some ground feel even though it has the plate in there. And like I was saying, it fills that slot, the missing piece of my heart, getting closer to what Barefoot Mafia wants, which is a connected low to the ground ride. So with that, we'll see how this puppy does for some higher mileage testing. I would love to make this a 20-mile day. It is completely packed with meetings, so I'm not sure how many we can get. I guess we'll find out. We'll try to get at least 12 this morning. Yeah, it's already kind of late and it's hot. Let's lace this thing up. Saucony has now made this white with gum sole colorway their thing, and I love it. It looks so good. Also, I can already tell my sock choice for today may or may not be suboptimal. These are either the lightweight or the midweight socks. By stance, I need those ultra light. It's gonna get swampy out here. But yeah, lacing this thing up, really comfortable fit. The upper feels a lot more forgiving than the previous generation, and there's also just a ton of room here. I love this upper. Lightweight. You do have the gusset. Gusset. It's a funny word. Gusset is not a guy who goes fishing for river trout. It's what ties the upper down to the inside of the shoe, or the tongue to the inside of the upper. Yeah, we got these both laced up. Stability is fine in the back. It's not a stability shoe, but because you have the plate, the plastic plate with the winglet, that does help back here. And it doesn't feel super weird or squishy or tall on step in. So most certainly not a walking shoe. That would be the Ride or the Triumph or the Hurricane or the Guide, or what else? Even the Convara, probably over this. Not a walking shoe, but you can walk in it in decent comfort if you're going to use it as a run club shoe or meeting up with a friend shoe, go for some miles, get some coffee afterward. This is not like a Fast R3 where you're going to want to immediately switch out of it. So step and feel, good, not great, nice upper Goldilocks. Almost on step in, the foam feels Goldilocks. It really does. So plan for this run, at least 12 miles. It is hot. We'll see how many we can get. I'll probably go inside, chug some water, and then we can go out there and do this thing. Bada boom, bada bang, let's go. Let's go. I gotta up the pain quotient again today. I'm going full tarps off from the start. I'm not even pretending to wear a shirt today. It's just been coming off at mile 3 anyway. This thing just has such a fun ride to it. And I know the old heads might think I'm being silly saying this feels stripped down, but it really does. Not even compared to the new stuff. It just feels like a lower, simple shoe because this foam compresses so much. This is the type of shoe that makes me feel like a bigger runner. I can definitely put down more than enough power in this guy. Yeah, for the real big boys out there, this might be too soft and not protective enough. That was the downside for me of the Speed 3, especially on long runs. I chugged so much water, I'm already cramping. By mile 4, I'll be dehydrated though. Man, you can hear those cicadas. This one definitely lets me run slower than the Hyperion Max did yesterday. That had a serious demon time feel. There's no demon time here. Putting in work. Yuck. Mile 1, 7:31. Somebody asked me if I was overtrained. Nah, fam. This is not what overtraining looks like, or under recovery. Overtraining. And go ask our guy Midlife. Paces are gonna be 2 minutes slower, heart rate jacked up on easy runs. I was overtrained before. When I first started running, ironically, the only time I've had a coach was when I was overtrained. Wasn't the coach's fault. I was doing a lot. I was also doing CrossFit at the time. There's a difference between work and fatigue and overtraining. This is not overtraining. There's not a syndrome for being mired in the grind. Sometimes it's just hard. And sometimes I go through it. Often I go through it. And that's the thing about posting every day. I share a lot, sometimes maybe too much. And if you look at a run like Sunday, 20 miles at 6:49 pace, if I didn't say anything, if I didn't say I'm frustrated, I feel like it's a plateau, people wouldn't be saying you're overtrained. Matter of fact, if you look at the Strava comments that people posted before the video went up, everyone was saying, great run. I can just be really hard on myself. Man, there's a reason why I was able to run 2:39 last year after running 2:49 earlier. It's because I push myself. I push myself as hard as I can all the time. All the time. It's not overtraining. This is just the work. And I like sharing because I think it's helpful for a lot of people. The downside is sometimes I feel, I was talking to Charlie about this yesterday, like, man, am I undermining my own credibility by talking about the struggles? But this, I mean, this is so big. This is so big. The struggle of the work is part of it. The classic cliche, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So much of it is enduring the mental, psychological, emotional toll of waking up every single day and working. Because that's what I do. It's not overtraining. There's no syndrome. It's just the grind. And you either get broken by it or break through. And I ain't breaking, baby. And I think it's hard sometimes too, though, because it's important for me not to say I'm some sort of running guru. I'm not. I don't know everything. But at the same time, I do know a lot. And those things are in tension. And this is a debate I've been having. How much do I share, right? Because when I say I'm having a hard time, the training is not hitting like I want it to, then there's a whole swarm of, oh, you should get a coach. You don't know what you're doing. But this is part of it. And there's no magic formula. And the uncertainty is one of the beautiful aspects about running. It's not paint by numbers. It's different for everybody. And the only general rule that applies to everybody is consistent work over time, staying healthy and stacking mileage. And guess what? I've done that for the past 3 years. So this is just what it looks like sometimes. The process. I didn't get to 2:39 by luck or by not knowing what I'm doing. It took smart work to get there, and it's gonna take smart work to get to the next spot. It's like parenting, man. You could read all the books. You could even get a degree in child psychology. But every kid is different. You're not going to learn how to be a good parent from a book or a classroom or a parenting coach. Yeah, you should read. And I've read dozens of running books, but man, it's the work. It's the work. Mile 3, 6:54. Yeah, it's definitely hard putting myself out there when I'm failing or feel that I'm failing or my system's not working, but it's important to me, just me and my own code, my own values, to not ever say or come across like I know everything, because that will just never be the case. And there's some things that I feel strongly about, like the mileage, mainly the mileage. But man, everything else is up for grabs, and it's a delicate balance, especially being younger and looking a certain way. Can feel like I have a chip on my shoulder, or people just want to poke holes in what we've built. But it's just important to me to be truthful about where I am. So yeah, I think that approach is what a lot of people connect with. So I'll continue doing it, even if it does bring a wave of criticism, I guess would be the word. So yeah, I guess the TLDR is, I know what I'm doing is gosh dang hard, and sometimes I doubt myself. But we just gotta live in the pain, keep it going. Please don't call it a rant. These are the things that keep me up. It's Bambi. Mile 12, 7:02. Good work. Fourteen in the heat. I ain't talking Tyler Hero. You boys washed up. Look like Robert De Niro. You sweet and you fake. Coke Zero. I'm killing everybody like Nero. Oh my goodness. It is scorching. It's not linear. It's not like every 10 additional degrees makes it 1 point harder. It's exponential, man. Once you pass 85, it's a wrap. That was a grind fest, man. 14 in the scorching heat. I don't even really care what the stats were, because that was just a good run. Oh man, I'm dripping everywhere. I felt good. I was moving. My legs have felt weirdly and ironically the past 2 days have felt fresher. So maybe the down week has helped. But yeah, 7:11 pace. 1 hour, 42 minutes, 37 seconds. 14 miles, 29 hundredths. 159 heart rate, and feels like at least 85 right now. In the straight sun, I mean, the brightness and how overexposed this white shoe looks, that's how it felt in the straight sun. And there's some uphills there. Man, the uphills in the heat in the summer, that's what will really do me in. And it's hard to recover from those. But yeah, that was another solid run, man. It's just the consistency of the work. Sometimes I forget that that's what is required in this game. The love of the game. It's just work. And the faster we get, the more work we have to do. Last year, I probably would have stopped at 10 to 12 miles. Today, I pushed to 14. And it wasn't pretty at the end. I didn't bring water with me. I was out here for almost 2 hours, no water. I've lost probably 4 or 5 pounds of water weight. It wasn't pretty, but it's the mental. I think that's what gets lost so much. There's any infinite combinations of workouts that can get you fitter and faster, but the mental is the same no matter what. We just got to keep pushing through. So that was good work, man. And Speed 5, great shoe. Great shoe. Fully back. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Putting in work. Deer mileage. Foreign cars. That's every day. That's every day. I'm putting in work on the golf carts. Let's go. Speed 5. This is a legend, man. The legend has fully returned. This thing is restored to its former glory. Oh my goodness. I also chugged probably, I think I've had 60 ounces of water since we got back. Because it's hot out here, man. And I've just been thinking about this a lot. The work that is required to progress. And I came out here Sunday and I was saying how frustrated I was, and it can be frustrating, but so often what's necessary is to just keep it pushing, man. You know what the number one thing is I learned in business school? It wasn't the accounting, it wasn't the marketing classes, it wasn't even how to network with other people or building my connections. No, it was how to endure through the pain. It was how to increase my pain tolerance and to push through, man. There were so many times there, and there was a full year when I was in business school, when I was also doing these daily videos, and there were so many times where I just had to chuck up a brick. I was driven to tears sometimes trying to finish an accounting assignment before the deadline, knowing that I didn't have all the right answers, but I would just need to push through and turn it over and do my best. And so much of life is just doing our best, given our circumstances, given our resources, given our constraints, and trying to make it to the next level. And that's the whole ethos. That is what I am about. So when I come out here and I say I'm frustrated, man, life can be gosh dang frustrating. It can be tough. All of us have obstacles. But what I've consistently proven to myself is that putting our best foot forward, doing our best every day, being consistent, being persistent in the face of challenges is what will get us to the next level. And man, I had a coach before, right, for running. And that was one of the only times that I completely just did not enjoy running. It sapped the fun. And you know what coaches do is they will give you a structure. They'll give you the workouts. They'll give you the roadmap. But coaches are also trained to cater to the fat part of the bell curve. I don't want to be in the fat part of the bell curve. I want to set an ambitious goal and push myself and drive myself every day and work myself to exhaustion and then wake up the next day and give the best I can. That's my method. And I don't think it's common anymore to see people working like this. And the other thing is to see people saying it's hard and I'm not some big, powerful superhero. I'm just a person, and sometimes it's hard too. So yeah, that's been on my mind recently. It's just a tension between, there's always a constant tension. How much do we share? I'm not some superhero guru. At the same time, I've been able to accomplish, I would say, a decent amount for being where I am in the running journey. Anyway, Saucony Endorphin Speed 5. People said they wanted some training talk. That's the training talk, man. This this is where my mind has been. My mind has not been on what's the lactate threshold workout I should be running. How should I sequence the long runs? How should I periodize the blocks? Because I know how to do that. My mind has been, man, how do I push through in the summer when it's 90 degrees? How do I consistently get myself to come out here and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, which is what's required to get to the next level. Shout out Tim McGraw and Nelly putting in work. Anyway, that was the training talk. Saucony Endorphin Speed 5, Lester up the run, 14 miles at a 7:11 pace. It is gosh dang hot. I'm already sweating through. Can you see this? I've been out here for 5 minutes and I've sweat through the shirt. This is what I'm saying. There's no point in me showering in the summer. But then if I don't shower, it's not good for your skin to just be out there for so long and not shower right away. So I've been showering, but then I'm just disgusting again. Anyway, 14 miles, average about 7:11 pace. I was pushing it in the beginning, got down to 6:57 flat, and the effort in the heat, in the humidity, it said 85% humidity. I don't even know what that means. I just know how it feels. Very hot and swampy out here. So it felt exponentially harder, especially as we got deeper into that run, man. It's like running through some melted butter out here, or molasses, but we got through it, and this shoe did beautifully. It did beautifully. And it's interesting because if you're used to running in the Glizzies and the Super Blasts and the Hyperion Max 3, this does feel a lot more normal in terms of the weight, in terms of the stack height. But it's just such a fun, solid, bouncy ride. There's a lot of elements to it that remind me of the older shoes, but the foam still does feel good. And that was my biggest question. Hold on. Dude, doing these post-run thoughts in the heat, it's like a second workout right after the first workout. And then you got the girls rolling through on their bikes or golf carts yelling at you. What was I saying? Oh. Yeah, my biggest question with this shoe when I first took it out of the box 2 weeks ago in the Poconos, it was the foam, right? How was this Power MPB foam going to age? Especially because we've seen so many newer foams come to market. We even have the next generation race foams coming to market now. ASICS has the FF Leap. Saucony has 2 newer race foams since this has been released. They have the Power Run HG and the Incrediron. Like I was saying earlier, the Endorphin Pro 5 is going to have a thicker layer of HG, but this doesn't feel dated. This still feels really good in a vacuum or outside of a vacuum. So when I say in a vacuum, I mean just lacing this up, not thinking about anything else out there. It feels good, but even compared to what I was running in yesterday, Hyperion Max 3, which is a crazy banger, this is still good. It's $25 cheaper. It's not as wild of a ride. It feels more restrained. It feels more normal. It feels more approachable, and it doesn't feel as big on foot. So this is somewhere in between a shoe like a Rebel V5 and a Hyperion Max 3, and it's priced accordingly, right? The Rebel, $140, Hyperion Max 3, $200. Oh, dude, it's so hot. And to me, this feels like the best version of what a Rebel type shoe should be. And the stack height in the Rebel, the new one, was very similar to this. And yes, you have the plate in here. Yes, you have the 100% PIBA foam. But to me, this feels like if you're going to go for one of these lighter weight, not lower, but I guess more flexible shoes that doesn't have the dual foam, that doesn't have a crazy stack, this feels like the one to get. This is the best option because it does have all the technology and it does have the most refined package. Lightweight upper, great bounce, so easy to run in. I was just turning them over, clipping them off 650, 7 flat, and when we were in the core of that run. And then as I was slowing down towards the end, it was just hot and hilly. As I was more 720, 730, it felt really good too. So versatile shoe with range. It's not going to punish you for running slower. It doesn't force you to run too fast. The biggest limitation of it is on the higher end speed. So today, fastest I was going was 640, 650. When we were in the Poconos and I did that comparison to the Boston 13, I did some 400s down at marathon pace and faster. The Boston was way better than this, a much superior shoe because it has those carbon rods and just that stiffer, more rigid forefoot, so you're not going to be sinking down into this. So this has the daily comfort, this has the fun. Other shoes out there have the speed. Hyperion Mach X2 as well, so once you start going up in price to some of the more race-oriented shoes, those are going to have more speed capability than this too. Just trying to get through this, man. So yeah, I will give this a thumbs up for sure. Great shoe, A-. I don't even know how it could be better. It's just this type of shoe for me it's probably maxes out at an A-. It's not like the Hyperion Mach X2 where I know I can rely on it for any type of run. If I'm going long, if I'm going fast, that's going to be great. I do have to say this did not get too mushy. Surprisingly, it didn't get too mushy for this type of run. I do think if I were going 20 and really digging into the forefoot and really trying to drive some pace, that's where it would be limited. And I've found before, even at those faster paces, it gets limited, but the comfort was there. It was not uncomfortable at all in the forefoot because it has the plastic plate versus a carbon plate. The softness of the foam was not letting through any of the plate feel. So overall, great shoe. And then the upper is nice and lightweight for the summer. It doesn't even feel like it's picked up much moisture, if any, from all the sweat because it's so lightweight. And this is the part of the calendar where, because we have so many releases, there are going to be a lot of shoes that I give thumbs up, that I give A-, B+, or maybe even some A+. You got to remember, not every shoe is going to be great for everybody, so this is the one to get if you do want a lighter weight, softer, speed-oriented shoe. You could even use this as a daily trainer. That's how I would use it. These were faster daily miles, was absolutely awesome for that. So if you're looking for Evo SL replacement or something similar to that, maybe even a Nova Blast replacement, this could be a good pick. It's not a one shoe rotation for someone like me. We are doing this new post for Instagram where it's the best starter rotation. So we put together a road to trail rotation, and there's a fly on the camera, get off. There's also a fly on my head the other day. You guys got to tell me. If I have a fly on my hat, you got to tell me. That's what I was thinking when I was watching it. I was like, why didn't anybody tell me? But then it's no one's, you are here with me watching it, but at the same time you're not. It's weird. It's one of those things. Don't think about it too much. I think I was out in the sun for too long, man. I'm going loopy. Loopy, like a loop. Kick, push, kick, push. Now I'm just stalling because I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, the 2 shoe rotations. So we're doing that post for Instagram, and this was the shoe that I picked for a 2 shoe rotation for somebody starting out brand new. Maybe you're doing a couch to 5K. I would pick this in the Nike Vomero 18. Those would be the 2 shoes that I suggest to most people who are just starting out if they want something fast and they want something comfortable, because that's all you need in a running shoe rotation. Something fast, something for going out here and pushing it. Like this morning, this wasn't my fastest run, but I was still pushing it, and I'm just coming to accept every run in the summer. We're going to be pushing it no matter the pace. And then you need something comfortable. So nice, relaxed recovery miles, walking. Maybe you're doing run walks if you're just starting out, or jogging. Vomero 18, one of the best shoes out there for that. So this could be a great 2 shoe rotation shoe. Great summer race shoe if you're just starting out doing some 5Ks, 10Ks. And then if you have more shoes in your rotation, this could be your fast daily or your long run shoe if you don't want a lot of stack, or just that wild card shoe, a zone 3 champs type of shoe. So truly versatile shoe in terms of for different types of runners. It could be used for something different. good comfort, nice ride. It's bouncy, it's decently soft. It's gonna get the job done while giving you a fun experience. So A-, thumbs up, Saucony Endorphin Speed 5. Back to where it belongs, at the top of the pile in this category. You have to think about what it is. It's not a super max stack shoe. It still has that more traditional first generation construction of these plated trainers, but it's an excellent execution of that format. So with that, I'm gonna go refuel. I feel completely depleted, even though I've chugged 60 ounces of water, but man, it's relentless out here. It's like the Mojave Desert or something. All right, that's all I have for you down here. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I still have to do the intro. All right, ready? Bro, my mouth has that. It's disgusting. Need to inject some element just straight into my veins. I need an IV. Let me check the weather. This has got to be in the 90s already. This is brutal. '91 feels like 95. Bro. Boys talking about overtraining. Sit down. Out here putting in work. Yeah, that's not a joke. Feels like 95. Afternoon pain. I used to say run number 2. No. This afternoon pain. I mean, take a look at this. It's just, man, 96. Feels like 98. That's not that impressive. That's not that impressive. Feels like 98 when it's 96. That's not that impressive. But I mean, feels like 98. Feels like 93. Feels like 103. There's not much difference. Once you cross 87, I think that's the threshold, man. 96. Gosh dang. This is the new training program. Disgusting doubles in the heat. Building. Working. Out here like Bob the Builder. Putting in work daily. Oh gosh, every day now. I'm going to start needing to put Wall Street Journal newspaper inside my shoes because they just get so wet from the morning run. After every single run. But yeah, lacing up the Speed 5 for the double. Usually when I do these double days, I like to go inside, do the refuel, talk through what I'm eating, how the run went, update on my training. I didn't have time for that today. I've just been in Zoom calls the entire time. So I have an hour-long gap here. That's just enough time to get out here, get some mileage, and shower before the next call. That's the lunch break. I ate a frozen pizza at my desk. Frozen pizza and coconut clusters from Aldi. That was the refuel. All right, let's do this thing. We made it, man. Dude, anytime we get the 20-mile day, that's an accomplishment. That is an accomplishment right there. It is hot. But I felt good, surprisingly. Actually, I don't even know if it's surprising. It's just adapting to the summer. Yeah, 6 miles, 7:58 pace, 47 minutes, and 53 seconds. Speed 5, baby. This thing is back. And even more, this might be the best version yet. It feels like Saucony has perfected the formula here on the 5th iteration. The power on PB is perfectly tuned. This is the real deal. It's bouncy. It's comfortable. The speed roll is better than ever. This rocker right here, look at that. Just beautiful. It has just the right amount of stack in the forefoot. It's not too high. I'm not fighting against it. And for my paces, everything down to 620, 630, up to 830, 840, it's great. Not too mushy, not too firm. This is Goldilocks zone for me. Now, downsides, if you need something firmer for speed, if you put down a lot of power, this is not going to be your true speed training shoe. If you're doing intervals at a 530 per mile pace, you're likely not going to want this. If you're 220, 230 plus pounds and you put down a lot of force, likely not going to be the best option for a daily trainer. If you like shoes like the Super Blast and Mag Max as your daily, you might not love this as a longer run shoe, but awesome for me for not just the short and fast stuff, but for the 20-mile day. I mean, we went 14 this morning at around a 7 flat pace and then doubled back for 6 more at more of a recovery zone effort this afternoon, and it was beautiful. So Speed 5, this is Supwell certified. I don't even want to say it's a banger because it's almost a fun workhorse, if that makes any sense. Is that another one of those Orwellian phrases? Might be, right? But it's the type of shoe where I can plow a lot of miles on it, and it's not going to get too mushy, but it still does have a really fun quality while being streamlined. So if you like the 3, you're going to like this. I think if you like the 4 too, you're going to like this. But if you like the 3 and you didn't like the 4, you will also like this, because I like the 3 and I was mixed on the 4. But I have not had one bad run in this yet. It's just one of those types of shoes for me. Light, fast, peppy, and decent comfort. Bada boom, bada bang. Goldilocks, baby. All right, I got to shower and get back to it. Steady grinding. Let's go. Be back tomorrow with another video. Boys talking about overtraining.